Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving my thoughts and speculation and sharing my own theories as to when we could see the return of the character Goose the Cat, whom we first met earlier this year in the film Captain Marvel, of when he could return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe someday. Now, before I go on, of course, please be warned, I am going to be discussing spoilers for both films, Captain Marvel and more recently Avengers Endgame. And the spoilers I'm going to be discussing for Avengers Endgame are quite juicy and quite big, and if you've not seen the movie yet, get out there and watch it. It's incredible, spectacular. And don't keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers for both films. So again, if you have not seen Captain Marvel or Avengers Endgame, I'd advise you to not keep watching or listening, as I will be making frequent references and spoilers to both films in this video. So you have been warned. That being said, let's get to it. So I really liked Goose the Cat. I thought he was a fun addition to the Captain Marvel film. I thought it was pretty cool how they revealed that he was actually an alien species called a flurkin. And we saw several moments where he basically shot these ravenous tentacles out of his mouth. And we saw him fight a couple of members of the Kree. And then in the very end scene, the very end post-credit scene of Captain Marvel, like at the very, very end, we see him. It looks like he's in Nick Fury's office, and he coughs up the Tesseract once again, which is how it ends up in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s possession once more, because he had swallowed it earlier in the film towards the end of the movie, and then we see him cough it back up again. And then that is the last we see of Goose the Cat. Personally, and I don't mean this as a criticism of Marvel, but I think they kind of missed out on a good opportunity. I think in the moment, which is probably the best moment, if not in the film Avengers Endgame, if just in like the best moment in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when all of the characters come back to life and they come through the portals for the big grand final battle with Thanos' massive army. I think they missed a cool opportunity to have Goose reappear as one of the many countless characters who were there. I mean, they had the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Ravagers, the Asgardian army, sorcerers like Wong and Doctor Strange, and then the Wakandan army. Then they had individuals like the Wasp, and they could have easily had Goose the Cat, and Goose the Cat could have had like a couple of really funny, cool kills during the battle scene where he shoots out his tentacles and he kills a few Chitauri or Land Riders or Outriders, some of Thanos' soldiers. I think that would have been really fun and funny to see in the movie, but unfortunately we didn't get that. Why they left Goose out? Well, it might not have occurred to them that they could have included him in that scene, or maybe they've got other plans for him that we simply don't know yet. The most reasonable and logical place for him to reappear would obviously be a sequel to Captain Marvel, which seems very likely considering how well the movie did at the box office and with critics. So a sequel to Captain Marvel is very likely in the future. And that is the most likely place where we will get a reappearance by Goose the Cat. Personally, I'd like to see Goose the Cat reappear in other Marvel films besides Captain Marvel sequels. Like, for example, I believe Captain Marvel is supposed to be one of the new leaders of the new Avengers roster, with Iron Man dead, Captain America retired, and Thor going off to find himself in the galaxy or somewhere else in the universe. The team doesn't really have a clear leader because Hawkeye's gone back to his family, and the Hulk, I guess could lead, but with one arm it would be difficult since he does seem to be now unfortunately crippled due to carrying out the snap that brought everybody back. But Captain Marvel could very well lead the new roster of characters to become the new Avengers, and I think it would be a lot of fun to have Goose be sort of an unofficial member of the team, or at least have him be a great sidekick for Captain Marvel. Have him reunite with Captain Marvel at some point, either in her second or third film, and then have him appear in bigger ensemble films like maybe Avengers 5, 6, or 7, because they're just going to make more. They're going to make more. They'll most likely make more Avenger films. They just won't necessarily feature our original roster of our 6 characters. It'll just feature newer characters like Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, perhaps Wong. Maybe the Guardians will come back or something, but Captain Marvel will definitely have a presence, and hopefully Goose will too. Like I said, it would have been fun and cool to see Goose in the final battle scene of Avengers Endgame. It's fun to think about what he might have done and how he might have impressed and wowed or maybe even scared some of his fellow Marvel characters, but sadly that didn't come to be. But it was nice with the screen time we did get with him in Captain Marvel, and I hope to see him again soon someday. Obviously, he was still alive last we saw him, so he's out there somewhere. He could still very well be somewhere on Earth, or maybe he's ventured off to another planet. I don't know if the Flurkin can fly, like through space like Captain Marvel can, or if he snuck aboard a ship or something like that. It'd be funny if he snuck aboard the Guardians ship right before they left Earth with Thor. That would be pretty cool. But who knows? Anything's possible, I guess. But those are my thoughts on when Goose could return. So most likely a sequel to Captain Marvel, or more ideally, we could see him in another ensemble film, perhaps another Avengers movie where he has a bigger presence or a role or something like that. I just thought he was such a delightful, funny character. It'd be great to see him again. And I'm sure the response that he got in the film will only make that outcome more likely. So guys, what are your thoughts and theories on Goose the Cat? Do you want to see him return in a Captain Marvel sequel, or would you rather see him in another Avengers or a big ensemble film? Where do you think he is? Do you think he's still on Earth disguised as a cat, or did he somehow make his way off the planet and is now out there in the galaxy somewhere? I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more theory and speculation videos like this one. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Captain Marvel is now available on home video, and Avengers Endgame is still playing in theaters for a limited time only. Thanks again for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.